voice activity. Alright, I think I should be good. How it looks. Yeah, I've hosted races in Mosport before, so this one should be a walk in the park. Except Detroit and Lower Manhattan. So for this one, I will be taking a look into a few points here. So I think which circuit I believe will be racing for PhaseCar. Alright. So Mosport 7, Detroit 8, Manhattan 9, and it looks to me that they are going to be using the sprint layout. So I'm not sure. Okay, so there's actually sprint circuit and sprint circuit B. So I think that's the one we're going to be using, right? Alright. So this one, there's going to be less information, but I will try to essentially fill in the information. But anyways, screen up, and let's get ready to stream. Right, so we're just gonna get into some information. Well, since we're going to be racing two of these three fictional, well, all these fictional tracks for today are going to be in street circuits. It's going to be pretty simple for me to explain. A bit of an internet issue, so I am going to double check. Hang on.
Greetings, salutations, good day and hi, you guys and gals, and welcome back to Season 2 of PhaseCar, Phase Connect's Racing Championship. We have the middle three rounds for today. We're going to be racing at CTMP, or Mosport, downtown Detroit, and lower Manhattan. I'm going to look at the points for a bit. As you can see, Jelly Hoshubi, Phase Invader, has a 7-point lead over the next driver down, Remilia Nepis. So Jelly is on 149, Remy is on 142, Hikanari Hina is third with 114 after a rather tough rounds 4 through 6 yesterday. Machina Arena is 4th with 105, and Kokoromo Memory is 5th with 102. All 5 drivers have cracked the 100-point barrier, and there's a few drivers who are also close to cracking that barrier. Alright, I am pleased to have back once again on commentary, Adak. Hello.
Well, what a nice morning that we have here for PhaseCar. It looks to me that the next round is going to be a familiar racetrack here if you're in aero competitions. But for the VTRPs, especially for PhaseCar, we're going to be visiting ourselves into Bowmanville, Ontario for Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. So it's a fast flowing track, 10 corners in total, although I will argue that it's actually 14 corners. But whatever the case is, the track is very, very fast, and then the next thing you know, the race just ends, because that's how it's just very, very quick. There's a lot of fast corners. That will also mean that the tires are going to be eaten to shreds very, very quickly. So that's going to be something each of these drivers must take note.
Yeah, it's a very interesting circuit. Lots of bends and turns and maybe some elevation changes. Let's see how it is for the Phase Connect drivers as we go ahead and load the track.
All right. So as usual, we will be going to an onboard of one qualifying lap just to give everyone a bit of a familiarity on how the track looks like. And then we will be skipping to over the end of the qualifying session. And after that, we'll just go straight to the race.
Radio.
All right. So we're
gonna speed up to here with Iori.
All right. So anyways, here's on board. You can see you get a good exit off of the final corner, White's corner, into turn 1. Very quick there. I think it's around 4th gear. And then you come into this twin double apex left-hander, Clayton corner. Also, you take it at very, very high speed. Quebec corner, downshift to maybe around 4th gear from what I'm seeing. And then after that, you go to a slight kink onto the left. That's turn 4. And then there's the Moss corner complex, which comprises of 3 corners, although the entire section is listed as turn 5. Get a good exit from Moss corner for the Mario and Dre straightaway. Easily the longest straight in this track. So that means there's going to be a lot of overtaking opportunities. And then coming into the S's, turns 8 and 9, which it's coming up now. As you can see here, it's still a very fast corner, but you can try to go side by side if you dare. And then White's corner, final corner, and that should be a quick lap here in Mosport.
Yeah, this is a fast racing circuit indeed. Look at that. Minute 2 right there in this lap. But let's see how it is. Let's see what the fastest times are for qualifying. Let's see where Iori qualifies. Let's see where everyone qualifies for this race.
Yep, as you can see here, I think if we are going to run the entirety of the qualifying session, this will take forever. So, as usual, we should be skipping to the end of this qualifying session to see who ends up on pole. But it looks to me that the spread is going to be pretty interesting to see. But I expect the spread of the slowest to the fastest time to be no greater than 2 seconds.
Let's see if it is. 2 seconds as we go ahead and skip to the end. Grid us actually. Iori does qualify front row, and we do have 102, 103, and you are right. That is a spread of around 2 seconds.
Well, I expected actually no driver being at a spread of more than 2 seconds, but there's one anomaly. But we'll talk about that later as we congratulate Kanagi Loki for her pole position here in CTMP. And as we're about to get the the grid underway, the grid is already set. So Kanagi Loki and Hakushika Iori sit on the front row, one Kaleido and one Phase 01 member on the front row. Amy Isami and Rinko Ashelia is on the second row. Rampiko and Ember Amane is in row 3. Shisui Michiru and Utatane Nasa were on the fourth row. Tenma Miami is in ninth, and with Chisaka Airi 10th. Amanagawa Shina and Muyu, never mind, in the 6th row. ISAU and Pipkin Peppa are in the 7th row. Saya Cyrox and Rooney Roos are on the 8th row. Kokoromo Memory and Makina Arena are on row 9. And on row 10, Hikanari Hina and Kaneka Lumi round out the top 20. Coming into the final 7 cars, Ramilian Nefis, Jelly Hoshiomi, I believe, Jin Hoshiomi is currently leading the championship, and she's down 23rd. Oh, yeah, Komachi Panko is in 21st. Amelia Neff is 22nd. Of course, we've got Jelly 23rd. Himemiya Rie is in 24th. Kaminari Clara in 25th. Fujikura Uruka in 26th. And the only driver to have only been able to set a 2-second of a lap slower lap time than the pole sitter, Dizzy Dokuro, will start at the back of the grid.
All right, that is the entire 27-car field, all current members of Face Connect, and they're all racing all races here. And this is, of course, round 7 of 15 in the championship, taking place here in Ontario, Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. Everyone in the grandstands on the hills, loud and proud, hoping to cheer on their Phase Oshi. Let's get things underway here. Hello, Chrono. Welcome.
All right. So, anyways, just before we get this race underway, of course, the last race that we have saw that essentially we were hosting it at, I believe, Vancouver. It was a very chaotic affair. Lots of drivers hitting the inside wall around the outside tire barrier at around the pit entry. So let's just hope that doesn't get repeated again. Let's just hope that we have a cleaner race overall.
Yeah, let's see if we can get much more than 7 drivers finishing here. Let's go ahead and load the music and get started. Everyone gridded up and set to go. Come the lights, and we are off and rolling here at CTMP Round 7.
And yeah, you can see here Loki just being able to defend her line coming into turn 1. No carnage so far. Coming into turn 2, as we mentioned here, that's going to be a bit of a pretty big spread there for the top 3. But we already have a bit of an incident. It looks like someone's lost the front wing. Oh!
That's Tenma already out early on.
Oh, yeah. You can see how she will careen herself at the exit of turn 1. And you just saw Clara also going off. You saw how Tenma Miami, Joe, just flew on after hitting the back of the car.
Watch out.
Just went straight to the wall. Oh! There's more incidents. Oh, man. Did I speak too soon?
Let's look at the replay on that. What just happened there? Lumi just basically rode over another car accidentally.
Yeah. Actually, on top of that, there's actually 3 cars who went off at the exit of 5E. So there's gonna be more cars. Oh, that's Dokuro and Ria. I think Sheena and Ria made contact between each other, and that's gonna be more cars with damaged cars. Sheena has already flipped the car back in position, so she's essentially going to be driving a sprint car in this race. It's not going to be the best handling car altogether, but oh yeah, you just saw the replay there. Meanwhile, looking into like 4th on back, it's going to be pretty competitive over there, and also 14th as well.
Yeah, we seem to have ourselves the annoying replay glitch in which some of the cars are placed awkwardly. The grid is messed up when I play the replay and go back to live action. That's a problem with our factor, but the front runners are still correct as they are. Hanagi Loki, Hakushika Iori, and Amy Isami are still 1, 2, 3.
And you can just for a quick mention there, you just coming out of the pit lane to get herself back into position. Meanwhile, you got 15 Pippa though trying to challenge Yori, although that's what I would have said if 15 Pippa is on the lead lap. Now Isami just gonna try to clear the lap car, but it's now Ashalia who's gonna be snatching that position away.
Leah going up to P3. Dealing with that lapped car up, Pipkin Pippa though.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a challenge though. Ashalia now has to essentially watch the advancement of Isami, the driver that she has just overtaken, and now Ashalia is gonna be using this long back straight to find herself a position to get close in and go alongside at the S's. Here comes Ashalia though.
Leah through. Amy also through.
But you can see here how much she lost against Ashalia though. Now Ashalia just needs to keep it calm coming into the final 17 minutes of this race. As you can see here, more drivers coming into the pits to repair their cars. And also some side-by-side battles though at the exit of turn 1. They're now advancing into turn 2 as we speak.
This is a fast racing track, so certainly not unusual that there would be some cars colliding into each other and getting into pit lane and stuff. Times as they stand, 105, 104, roughly around how it is during qualifying.
So we are going to be expecting 18 laps. We're going to be expecting 18 laps to be run in this race. Maybe 17 to 16 based on estimations and calculations. But meanwhile, as the race continues to progress, more drivers coming into the pits due to damage, as you mentioned though, Dag. Fast flowing and the narrow track just, breeds contact. But again, Mosport is no stranger to essentially big accidents and just an attritional race in general. It's just the nature of this track. It's just Mosport.
Most certainly. But we'll just see what happens. It's still a bit early on. We already lost one driver in the opening lap.
Yes, Tenma Miami on after she essentially turned her car into an airplane, careening her car into the basically the barriers at turn 2. And we got a few more cars out if I'm not mistaken. Just wanted to double check on the running cars, but whatever the case is though, that should be only Tenma Miami. But for the drivers running second and third, Ashalia and also Yori, they are now in the battle because they are getting close.
Loki certainly ahead by a few seconds, but Iori and Leah trying to catch up with no obstacles in the way, no lapped cars in the way.
Alright, so right now we are going to be checking into the lap time averages where possible though. Yuri is probably able to hang on to her position as much as she can. Meanwhile, Isami though is currently a woman possessed with her driving style, and is it fair to say that? Because she is catching up into Ashalia. Will there be a move down the inside?
We close him in on Leah. Leah just trying to push away.
And it is going to be Ashalia still remaining in third place for now. But again, anything can still happen.
Hina busted engine.
Yeah, engine dead, peeled over to the side of the track. That's her race over. That's what we mentioned. Anything can happen. Anything can still happen. And it just happened.
There's a points leader, Jelly, having to take a stop at pit lane. Several cars stopping in pit lane this early on in the race.
Well, if you think about the big picture though, they might be looking for a two-stop strategy due to the insane tire wear that you do expect here in Mosport. So it's not really that abnormal to see drivers pitting multiple times just to get a good set of rubber to set in fast laps. Meanwhile, Asami, as we mentioned though, driving like a woman possessed though, trying to make a move against Ashelia, but right now Asami just needs to find a bit of a gap though to get herself much closer.
Captain NASA also coming into the picture here.
Yeah, NASA now coming into essentially this battle for third place though. I don't know if it should be confused with the National and Aeronautics and Space Agency in the United States.
National Aeronautics Space Association, I believe. Yeah.
But again, with the name NASA, we should expect her to get into a performance that's interstellar. Oh, Komachi Panko!
Panko upside down.
Panko.
Just having trouble getting back onto the track. Out of bounds.
Yeah, she's out of bounds right now, but you also, well, fortunately there is a wall, but hopefully she doesn't essentially fall into the void. Komachi Panko is now flipped her car and is going to return and
still struggling and just basically
collected
another car collided into her.
Car. Yeah, and you can see here bent side pods. Oh, you just Komachi Panko just having a just a moment of struggle to get herself back to the track, but finally she does. But her race is essentially done and run, unfortunately.
Yeah, just that's going to be another lap or so there. She's really deep, 3 laps down. Claire also 3 down. Saya 3 down. ISCU 5 down.
So we are just going to continue to monitor the situation for the rest of the drivers here. There's Mumuyu already peeling into the pits. This is Dokuro though, on that Dokuro Deluxe, running in 11th place after starting from the back.
Yeah, able to keep herself in the lead lap. There's now 11 drivers in the lead lap. We may have fewer than that as time goes. Oh no! That is a mistake.
And Uruka, yeah, just as she went into 11th place, now she has made contact with Uruka, and that will send both of them into the pit lane. Meanwhile, there's a bit of a racing moment there between them. There's a bit of a racing moment in front of for Memory right now in live. Look at Memory.
Certainly damage right there.
Yeah, look at Memory though, being able to defend against Clara. Uruka is going to have a struggling car, as remember, if you have no rear wing but you still have a front wing, expect oversteer, and that's going to send Lumi into the wall, and Uruka
just having trouble getting into pit lane. Just basically Lumi got basically Lumi basically collided into Uruka.
Dear.
Oh man.
Oh dear.
Calamity.
It reminded me
towards start finish. Go ahead.
Reminds me of, I don't know, Kimi Raikkonen of 2018 German Grand Prix, where he was called to the pit lane, but then suddenly he decided that he doesn't want to go into the pit lane. Of course, this is a different circumstance because essentially Raikkonen didn't collect another car, and he didn't crash into the pit wall on pit entry. But you saw the circumstances before that were similar. So again, that has been very unfortunate for essentially the driver in question.
Panko has gone crispy. Well, she's back on the track, but way down there, just well outside of the points.
So right now we are just gonna check on to more movements right now. That's Jelly Hoshiumi now having to get back into the pits though, and now she's back. Oh,
careful there.
Whole tires, and there's more cars. Oh, that's Cyrox.
Saya, upside down, tumbling,
and she's out of the track.
Out of bounds. Hopefully she'll be able to get back, but there's still a long way outside the opening. Long way until there's an opening there.
Yeah, you saw how far the next basically access road is. So that's gonna take some time for essentially Cyrox to get herself back. But meanwhile, there's Loki and Jelly Hoshiumi though. Both of them are not on the same lap. Or Jelly Hoshiumi is a lap down. So Loki is just gonna have to make her way past, and that she got the job done.
Yeah, but Loki might as well expect a few more cars in the way of things, expect a bit of traffic as we come down to the last 8 minutes. Loki still with a decent lead, around 4 seconds, but it may close in.
Ooh,
Loki,
Dr.
dangerous, careful there. Awful move by Loki. Loses her front and rear wings.
Yeah, you saw how the events played out though. It was Dokuro and Sheena going side by side and around turn 2, and once both of them tried to approach turn 3, there was a speed difference between the cars in front of Loki, and there was contact between the two before Loki was unfortunately a sitting duck, powerless to avoid the collision again. PhaseCar delivers in its second season.
More drama here. This track may look like a breeze to race on, but it's actually faster than you may expect, and we've seen many incidents here in this race in almost the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, Yuri is now your race leader. Just want to double check how many cars have retired, how many cars are on the lead lap. Just a bit of a double check. Whoosh.
U5 down, Saya 6 down, and there's also 2 that are well outside the points. Only 8 drivers are still in the lead lap.
Well, at least there's progress compared to Vancouver, where we only had 7 cars on the lead lap. But anyways, anything can still happen to the leaders, so I'm not going to rest on that Lord. We might just be seeing 6-5 lead lap cars in the end anyways. And look at Cyrox though, just continues to be stuck, unfortunately.
She's still trying her best, just still trying to find the opening to get back onto the track, but yeah, she's gonna finish way low in the standings, yeah. I'm sure.
Yeah, Cyrox, though, if you just want a bit of a refresher, Cyrox is currently down in 18th place with only 28 points to her name. Well, not exactly. It's actually a different thing. Actually, Cyrox is in 26th place. So she is going to be firmly rooted in last place.
Watch out!
Because actually, I just wanted to remind you that Hakushika Yori sends Jelly Hoshiumi into the gravel trap, unfortunately keeps her car safe. You see how the car is slipping and sliding. Remember, Hakushika Yori is currently down in last in the championship standings, but if she can hang on to her position, then we're going to be seeing the second time in PhaseCar history and also the second time in a row where we will see the last place or rather a driver in the bottom 5 positions essentially win a race, at least as of the winning the race. Their positions at that time, they were going to be last. But yeah, you saw how Yuri is just trying her best to just survive the car while also shoving other drivers out of the way. So we're going to be seeing something crazy.
Well, Saya is now clipping in and out.
You might need to get off the screen though. I fear that there may be someone with epilepsy. So anyways, Yuri now currently in the lead. She just needs to take it easy in these final 4 minutes. Not gonna really jinx anything anymore. But yeah, anyways, more drivers coming into the pits.
There's Uruka, winner of the previous race, trying to avoid the curse. Everyone should know what I'm referring to.
Yeah. So, Anyways, Uruka and Rooney Roos. I just want to double check the names again.
Rooney, yeah.
Is actually it's Rooney Roos though. Rooney Roos now trying to now defend against Uruka, who is currently pretty way down though. Uruka now down in 18th place. Rooney Roos, meanwhile, is currently in mid-table from what I'm seeing.
They're trying to close in the gap against Iori, current bottom dweller in the points standings.
Yeah, the current bottom dweller in the point standing is going to be on course to win her first PhaseCar race of the season. Meanwhile, speaking of which, where is Nephis in all this? We've heard of Jelly Hoshiumi though, and she is currently struggling in mid-table. But what about Ramilia and Nephis?
Currently one down, but 11th. Just doing okay.
She's doing okay, but this is what we mentioned though. Ramilia and Nephis currently is the winningest Vtuber in the PhaseCar Season 2. But if she can get a good result like 11th, where she can gain 10 points, then assuming Jellyfish Yumi is currently out of the top 20, then this will mean that Nephis should be able to take the championship lead.
Jelly is indeed outside the top 20. Outside of the points there.
But of course, and remember the tagline, anything can happen. And we've seen drivers essentially run into the back of the other cars. We've seen drivers essentially forcing other drivers off the track. You know, we've even seen drivers just drive straight into the pit wall and into the essentially the dividers. So again, I'm not gonna be resting on the laurels that Ramilia Nephis will be taking the championship lead after this race, overtaking Jelly Hoshiumi. But there will be signs that they may be the case, but we just need to make sure this race sees itself through.
As look in the replay, Leah has taken the lead over Iori.
Ooh, Ashelia now. Speaking of which, Ashelia currently in the midfield. Rinko Ashelia, who had her best result literally the last race at Vancouver. And as it stands right now, if she wins here, she will catapult herself possibly into a position no higher than 3rd place. So again, that just shows you how competitive the mid-table is currently in PhaseCar. So I'm absolutely very excited to see how.
Well, memory has gone way outside the track.
And this will at least be a memory for everyone who's watching. Not that she wanted to remember anyway.
Time running thin. Maybe it should be the last lap, the white flag after this one. It should be. So it should be 20 laps.
Flag. Yeah, so it will be the white flag after this. After Ashelia takes this lap, where the white flag will fly as the timer is going to drop down into 28 seconds as Ashelia now crosses the line. And it looks to me that barring any wacky incidents or shenanigans in the final lap, Ashelia is going to be declared the winner.
I gotta check my telephone, check the medal counts. About wins to Leah's name. She has yet to win in PhaseCar, it looks like. I think she has won a couple times in Purple Car. But Leah having a very fine race from start in the 2nd row in 4th. And nice and clear. Just one car in the ahead, but it's not going to do much. Okay. Leah should be okay. Coming down into the final turn. It's time for Leah fans to celebrate. Rinko Ashelia, Leah is the winner here at CTMP.
And that's gonna be a pretty stand. It's a good statement window. This should be able to send her at the very least well above the top 10. Remember, Rinko Ashelia is coming into this race, was languishing in 14th, actually tied with Komachi Panko, but now she breaks his tiebreaker in an emphatic fashion as she now sends herself into the top spot.
Hakuchika Iori will finish P2 and P3 will go to Grand Pico. That's another podium for the Phase Kaleido member.
Yeah, of course, Grand Pico last won at Fuji Speedway, a very, very interesting track, a very, very memorable track of sorts. But anyways, as the final drivers now finally crossed the line, we should be able to essentially report on the race results.
Yeah. Gonna update the medal counts and wrap up here. Everyone is just about done. So also update medal counts here. Let's see.
And just wanted to remind everyone about the incidents that have happened. Tema Miami was involved in a crash on lap 1, tire gone after a collision that which was started by Tema Miami running into the back of another car, having her car being turned into an airplane, then careening into the outside wall at turn 2, which her right front tires were sheared off, and that was her retiring. Hika Narihina, meanwhile, had her engine gone kaput, and Cyrox were flipping outside out of bounds on the racetrack. Tried desperately to rejoin the race, but ended up saying, "You know what? This is a bit too much."
I will go ahead and add in the names here.
All right.
Leah getting the victory, and Iori second, and Pico third. Go ahead with the rest.
Anyways, Amy Isami will have fourth place with Kanagi Loki, who started on pole, will start fifth. Well, finish fifth, but she will get one bonus point for having that pole position. Chisaka Airi 6, Utatani Nasa in 7, Upipkin Pepka 8, and Brahmani 9th, Mumuyu in 10th, Remilia Nefes in 11th, alongside Rooney Roos, of course, 12th, Amanagawa Shina 13th, Kimi Maria Rin Iria is in 14th, Shisui Michiru is in 15th with Kaneko Lumi 16th, Makina Erina 17th with Fujikura Uruka in 18th, Kaminari Clara 19th, and Dizzy Dokuro 20th place. Jellyhosh Jumping 21st with Komachi Banko 22nd, Kokoromo Memory, of course, being the other driver who didn't finish this race after going off into the void. And then we have ISAU in 24, the last of the finishing cars. And we mentioned Saya Cyrox, Kanarihina, and Tema Miami. Those are your other DNFers. That should be a result here in Mosport.
All right, gonna add the names in place, and where did the you finish 10th for 12 points, and it should look good. And the bonus point for Loki, Kanagi Loki. So a very good finish by Loki, finishing 5th from pole position, and Uruka just barely managing to avoid the curse.
And meanwhile, I just wanted to double check, and we have a bit of a confirmation. Dag, let's just show you should get the championship standings set for round 7. But it's after this race, due to Remilia Nefis actually having a more consistent race over Jelly Hushiyomi, who finished outside the points. As we mentioned, Nefis has now taken the championship lead, but the gap is only at 3 points. And as Grand Pico gets her podium, with Amy Sami having another good run, with Rinko Shelia also having a good run, they have also essentially closed down on the leaders.
Yeah, look at that shuffle in the top 5. Remy 152, Jelly 149, Grand Pico 133, Amy 119, and Leah 116. Those are pretty close, and yeah, but it's really close between the top 2, Remy and Jelly.
All right, yeah, it just shows you how competitive it is here in the PhaseCar Championship. So, anyways, now that we have thought about it, let's we should have a break and get ourselves ready for Detroit.
Yes, gonna take a break, gonna reset the stream, reset the recording, reset the stream, and then we'll have a few minutes to prepare ourselves for perhaps a battle attrition at the Detroit Sprint Circuit. Ooh, this is going to be crazy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you in a few minutes for round 8 at Detroit. All right, back again here. Just doing some adjusting, just to make sure I'm not missing out on anything. We're supposed to have had 22 PhaseCar races completed, but the maths are hard all of a sudden. Well, I may have to just medal count after the stream, but we should get back into the game as we have the next round in the championship to deal with, taking place in Detroit.
Yes.
I'm not sure which one is the clockwise and which one is the counterclockwise. I'll just have a look at the files. We're supposed to be racing counterclockwise at the Detroit circuits, the sprint circuit, which has some similarities to the F1 downtown Detroit circuits.
And just wanted to remind everyone, welcome back everyone to the stream. This Detroit track is not Belle Isle or the IRL IndyCar track. This is a fictional racetrack from the Grid games. So we are going to be racing in the sprint circuit, and ooh man, I just look at the circuit and I will say, what a lot, there's going to be a lot of chickens.
The start is rather close to that sort of 90 degree counterclockwise turn. The track is 2.255 miles, 3.630 kilometers, and I'll send this over to Adak.
All right. So, anyways,
I'll send the image to him, and so he should have a better idea of how the track is raced, and 50% damage for this race, because expect perhaps some attrition.
Right, so we do have a bit of visualization on how the track looks like. As I mentioned before, when I mentioned that we're going to be dealing with a lot of chickens, I believe everyone here understands the concept, the context.
Alright, so let's go ahead and load, and we'll have Adak do a preview of this track, and some update for STCC. Tempest crew helmets done, suits and gloves remain. STCC being the feeder series to the FHWC.
So anyways, let's get into the racetrack. So nice to see Hull Stars getting representation that they also deserve. So let's go on board with Arena, actually, first, just to double check. So, okay, this should be the start. Okay, wait for it. We're going to go on board, and then we're just gonna go fast forward until the final chicane.
This race this lap has started.
Oh yeah. So as you can see here, due to weird start-finish lines in qualifying. So here's this chicane that we have mentioned. So lots of chicanes being placed here due to, of course, trying to slow down the speed. So there won't be too much as far as basically a lot of speed is being carried. But you can see here, you can see the amount of 90-degree chicanes just make you feel crazy. And here's going to be another chicane. Oh, you can see here, left, right this time. And now you're going to go into two 90-degree left-hand corners that will make your mind go insane due to the amount of speed that you're going to have to carry in this section.
Into the convention center.
Section. Into the convention center section. And again, just trying to get yourself back onto the main road and now into the underpass. It's a pretty flat-out section here before you are greeted with yet another chicane. And then you will have a good run here into the final two corners for you to essentially get into there, and that should actually be and that actually is going to be arena in the pits.
And there's the start finish right there.
Ah, yeah. So anyway, that should be the first laps done. Makina Arena only be able to complete 2 laps, mostly because the lap was already started before she actually crossed the line. So as IndyCar and NASCAR rules on road courses, the European mind cannot comprehend this.
Chicanes galore at Detroit. So now let's see who will get pole for this race. And it's going to be Saya.
Yeah, well, Saya rocks after. We're gonna say it. We're gonna say it. 5 drivers set the fastest in this exact same lap time on pole position. By virtue of Saya Rock setting the lap time first, she has pole position privileges. Kanaki Loki second with Dizzy Dokuro third, Himimaya Ria in fourth, and Amanagawa Shina is in fifth. I'll continue.
Go ahead.
While that we're just gonna get ourselves familiar. Shisui Mishiru in 6th, Tema Miami 7th, Mumuyu 8th, Ember Amani 9th, Hikanari Hina 10th, Hakushika Yori in 11th, with of course Ronnie Roos in 12th, Amy Sami 13th, Kokoromo Memory in 14th, with Kaminari Clara in 15th, Rinko Shelia, the previous race winner, starts 16th. Fujikura Uruka 17th, Chisaka Airi 18th, Peke Beppa 19th, and Grand Pico, who finished third last race, is in 20th. Utatani Nasa is in 21st, with ISAU 22nd, Komachi Panko 23rd, Mamilian FS, the current championship leader, starts 24th with Jellyhost Jomi, her fellow championship contender, starting in 25th. Kaneko Lumi 26th, Makina Arena, the last place driver.
And that's the driver who took us through a preview of the track. Yikes. I think I did remember to set the damage setting at 50%, so we're just gonna roll with it, and yeah, what could go wrong here at Detroit? What are your thoughts? What do you expect?
Before we start this race, I just hope that we need a less attritional race for once. We saw lots of crashes left and right and center. It was funny the first time. It was amusing the first time, assuming the crashes resulted in the driver being safe, which they usually do in these types of racing series here. But when the crashes become a common occurrence, it's no longer funny. So I just hope that we'll have a clean race at this point.
Cross your fingers and hope for the very best here in this middle round of the championship, round 8 of 15 at Detroit.
So let's hit the race button.
Race button is hit, and we are set to go. Saya at pole for this 21-minute shootout on the sprint circuit. And off to go!
Oh, there's contact.
Alright, some pushing and shoving. Clara going wide, watch out.
Yeah, fortunately she's able to get her car back onto the racetrack without hitting the wall. You saw how the bunch of these drivers go as they're gonna go 3 wide into turn 3 it seems, and now turn 4 and 5. Just taking it easy on the curves. Oh, that's drivers hitting the wall as they continue to go double file and 3 wide. This track is already in the insane books as we speak. Meanwhile, we have, like for example, like Cyrus now leading this race. You can see here trying to defend against Rie and Dokuro as they're now approaching the double chicane section as they're now about to get into the convention center.
There is indeed the convention center in the background.
And also you got to see their Rie now trying to absolutely snip into that rear end of Cyrox, no pun intended. Oh, Cyrox!
Careful.
Ooh! And Cyrox actually losing the rear end, and as we mentioned, Clara, who were out, who basically were flying at turn 1. Now she's trying to find a way back onto the track, and unfortunately she can't find the wall.
Car's hurt. Careful.
Yeah,
what just happened? Replay.
So it was actually Uruka and also another car was basically overshooting in the corner after going 3 wide, and then that's Komachi Panko, and caused a bit of a traffic jam before the underpass, but fortunately these drivers should be okay.
Saya Rie dizzy after 1. Most everyone has gotten past that curved turn. Luckily 50% damage to reduce the incidence of cars retiring too early.
Oh wait, I think there was a side-by-side battle though coming into, I believe, turn 3 if I'm earlier this lap. But meanwhile, looking into how the drivers are developing here in essentially this Detroit Fantasy Street Circuit, it looks to me that we might just actually see a bit of an estimate though. Don't at me on this one. Maybe 13 laps throughout the 20 minutes in this race. But for now, looking into the attrition levels, only Caminari Clara, who were flying literally on the opening lap, now being listed as the only DNF.
And sad thing is that might not be the only DNF in this race, because there may be some more incidents here. Leah! Oh man!
Ooh, no,
Grand
that's
Pico and
Australia
Leah.
and Grand Pico. That's actually the 2 cars who finished on the. Oh, fortunately, Australia. Oh no! What is this? What is this? What is this bull riding? Never mind.
What the heck was that?
Yeah, that was some sort of possessed cars literally doing bull riding in the middle of the race.
Amazingly, Leah was able to get back in, but
Despite
Grand
Grand
Pico
Pico
just stuck and probably unable to get out, just trying to find her way back in.
Oh man, just Vito just trying to get herself back on this track. Maybe she can do what Australia did, then she might be able to have a chance to get herself back, but
We'll come
yeah,
back
that's
to
just
that.
the AI. Meanwhile, we have Saya Cyrox and Loki though on that side-by-side battle though, coming out the exit of the
Watch out.
bypass though. Yeah, that was Ria though hitting the back of Urka, but fortunately these drivers are going to be able to continue as they should.
Oh no, Rooney is out!
Oh no, yeah, that's Rudy Roos, literally front flipping in the void, not to the pleasure of multiple fans watching, especially here in the VTRP. That's gotta be another bad race, unfortunately.
I told you there will be more than one driver out of the race, and unfortunately Rooney's another one. Street circuit's certainly not her forte, as Michulu just basically slams into a barrier and loses a front wing.
Again, we are going to be dealing with possibly yet another attritional race. Grand Pico also now listed as a driver out of race.
Pico also out.
Yeah, Grand Pico, you saw how she was struggling to get herself back onto the track, and so the timer ran out and the car wasn't able to be run anymore, and that should be 3 cars out of this race, and of course Grand Pico joining the other 2.
Here come the Season 1 champion. Having to take a breather in pit lane, just getting back on track now. Meanwhile, Loki. There was a brief lead by Rie, but it's currently Loki having the lead. What happened to Rie? Where is she? Up.
Oh no,
Hina is having issues here. Let's look at the replay. Replay here. Rie. Oh man. Having to stop in pit lane. And yeah, that has gotta hurt.
Yeah, there was a miscommunication there between Hina and Ria. Ria was already coming down side by side with another driver as she was trying to get into pit lane from the outside line, and due to that she basically sent herself into a spin, and that's Jelly Yoshiomi!
Jelly may have caught something, has bumped into something. bumps into another thing, just rides the Red Bull thing, and just jelly wiggling like jelly.
Worm, like a jelly worm that's probably suddenly alive. But again, you just highlighted the amount of chaos that has already been applied in this race. So anyways, we got Cyrox also not having a good time. But as it stands right now, if Loki manages to stay where she is, given her position, Kanagi Loki now sitting 17th in the standings, she should have a chance to at the very least contest Hikanari Hina for possibly the top 10 position.
This track is hard to drive on, and Yu's going to be stuck, and I don't want to get into a close-up of that for fear of epileptic situations. Yeah, Yu just doesn't look like she'll be able to get out of the pickle she's in.
Alright, so we at least have Tenma Miami still running in this race as the drivers continue to move forward with their own respective races, as the connection may be a bit iffy. But anyways, looking into the current positions there right now, Tenma Miami running in second on a redemption run.
Watch out.
That's Loki and Tenma Miami, as we said. And now Sheena is gonna try to get herself. Oh, that's another car. Oh yeah, speaking of which, who was in the lead? That was Loki. She's now in third place after another lead shuffle. I'll let you explain the rest.
And Miami on her way.
So we are just going to continue to see progress in this racetrack. So we're just going to double check on how the situation goes. Uruka, who is now currently in... Oh, that's Tenma Miami though, trying to go down the inside of Dokuro. And that should be a move almost done. She just needs to place her car in the right direction. Sends Dokuro into the wall.
Loki regains the lead after some pushing and shoving by Tenma and Sheena.
Yeah, and right now there's just going to be continued battles left, right, and center here in this fictional Detroit track.
Lots of lead changes here.
Yeah, lots of lead changes, which makes the races as interesting as they could ever be. Meanwhile, Loki is going to try to go down the inside of Hina on the convention center as they're about to go down into the tunnel. Sheena looking for space, but there's just no space available.
To the underpass. Ooh, jelly, no front wing. Hina, it's having issues. More cars piling and stuff. Irie, come on, no.
Oh, that's gotta be very...
Irie.
Yeah, another Irie falling into the void, but this time it's just going to be a pretty funny flip as she continues to fall down into the order. Meanwhile, we are now coming into the halfway stage of the race. There comes Cyrox. Ooh, nearly causing another plane crash there.
ISAU is indeed a DNF.
Alright, so we are just going to continue looking into the progress as we are just going to continue seeing. Just wanted to check on to Machipanko, who's having a pretty decent race. That's Rie having to do a spin after losing her front wing, and now her engine is probably gone kaput.
No, it's still running.
And by kaput, I really meant she was literally losing her rear end multiple times, so there might be issues over there.
Muyu isn't quite herself. Another car outside of track limits and stuck, so maybe expect another DNF.
And another unfortunate situation for the driver in question. But meanwhile, we are just going to double check onto Sheena, now trying to defend, or rather just maintain her position against Uruka, who I believe is currently a lap down. Meanwhile, NASA though is in 4th place.
Dealing with lapped car of Lumi there. Trying to keep in position. Just 10 cars
right
in the
now,
lead lap. Go ahead.
So we are just going to see Michiru maintain her position in 10th. And as far as the lead lap situation is concerned, it's way better than what we had back in Mosport. But you see the amount of DNFs, at the very least, it's not as attritional as the last race at Mosport, but it is something that we still need to probably fix.
Yeah, instead of cars crashing out, it's cars that ended up being DNF either by being stuck and unable to get up before being timed out, or by going into the void.
Anyways, just wanted to a bit of a check on the proceedings as for essentially the leaders. Watch out for 2nd and 3rd though, they're getting very close.
You know, trying to chase after Kanagi Loki.
So we are just going to check again on to essentially the leaders. Loki currently running in 2nd. Tema Miami, who essentially crashed out in the last race, is now currently in the lead. And now we're going to be on board with Sheena. Very interesting angle to see where the drivers are able to catch up and where the drivers would unfortunately lose their position. And as it says right now, it's still a pretty much equal affair between these two drivers.
Yeah, a bit of a gap. Sheena still has quite a distance to try to catch up to Loki. As you go past the convention center.
So yeah, so we are gonna have 6 minutes and 50 seconds until the conclusion of this race. We should be able to finish 13 laps. Meanwhile, Tema Miami is just going to continue her progress from the lead. Now she needs to probably handle Michiru as well. Michiru is the faster car. Michiru is probably gonna go down the inside.
And do we have a confirmed DNF? No, Muyu was able to get out of the trap she was in like a lap or 3 ago. Just having to stop to restore her wings.
And that should be a...
Ray also in pit lane.
Yeah, should be a... so that should be a pretty decent position. As
did we lose Arena though? No, she's still in it.
So, anyways, back onto the situation here. Lots of drivers a lap down. A few drivers 2 laps down. As for the championship context, though, Jelly Hoshiumi not in the points, as I think Jelly Hoshiumi is not in the point. Oh, never mind, she is in 17th.
Yeah.
So there will be, at the very least, damage limitation to the likes of, actually, Remilia Nefis. And Remilia Nefis, on the other hand, is having a greater race in 13th. So there's a very good chance that she will have...
Replay.
Oh, you can see Remilia Nefis just hanging around in the chicane. And as you can see here, coming into... Yep, she has absolutely missed the braking zone.
Gotta be very careful about those barriers. Luckily, 50% damage model to reduce whatever BS may occur here. As we check in on Saya, who also has no front wing. 4:43 left.
Yeah, so we got 4 minutes to go, or rather more than 4 minutes to go. So we are going to be expecting actually the race being run at around maybe 14 to 15 laps. Maybe 13. So we are going to be looking into these time frames for these drivers to finish the races. And you can see here the lap times just remained inconsistent for each driver. Tema Miami had a 122.886 the last lap, but for the rest of her laps, it's between 123, 124, 125, 26, 7, and 8. That's just crazy.
This is not an easy track to race at.
Oh, watch out for Mumu. The Mumu was involved in an accident coming into the underpass.
Mumu experiencing deja vu. That's the same turn in which she got into an incident, and it's happening again. Maybe even worse this time.
Ooh, yeah. So we are just going to check onto the remaining drivers as we're now coming into the final 3 minutes of this race.
Tenma with a 7+ second lead.
Ooh. Alright, so right now Tema Miami just keeping herself in control. So we are now going to be in this mentality where we just need to essentially bring this car back home. And now we are going to see Michiru essentially also try to find something against Tema Miami. Tema Miami just continuing to stay up front. Isami is going to cause some trouble to her. Of course, I believe they battle on the lead lap at one stage in the race.
Checking Loki.
Ooh, yeah.
What's behind her? Sheena seems to have gotten past Saya's car.
Oh wow, just wanted to take a look though. The hairpin and the convention center and around the docks, that is currently a place to be. And again, there's Mumu being in a position where she just has not been able to make a move, if you know what I mean. So anyways, we are now coming to 2 minutes. This will be the penultimate lap of this race.
Oh dear, oh dear.
This is the penultimate lap of the race. Just want to remind you, Dag.
Yeah, it is.
Timer and all that.
White flag next time around.
And Tema Miami just needs to defend against Hina, though Hina is absolutely hunting Miami in that position as we speak. So we are now just going to just see the result through, at the very least for Miami, as she is essentially bringing her car onto the top. Remember,
and there you have it. And there you have it.
Yeah, the Mumu out for the count. Figure which about the likes of actually, which is the leader again? My brain is farting right now, so we can probably do that one. Tema Miami, who again was involved in an incident at Mosport. She is, I will say this once again, she will have a chance to essentially bring her car into 102 points. So this will mean that she will probably have a chance to get inside the top 10, but no chance to get into the top 5.
And that sound effect was delayed 10 seconds, so we'll place again properly.
Oh no!
There we go, that makes sense. White flag is up for Tenma.
So Tema Miami literally has the entire racetrack to herself, well at the very least the ones around the 5 to 10 second mark, as Tema Miami, or rather at this point I just was mistaken because Tema Miami now has a car up front. So Tema Miami is now just going to see if she's able to hang on to this position, or at the very least try to pass Michiru in a safe manner.
Top 3 all with intact cars on hand, as time will run dry completely in 8 seconds. And going into the convention center for the last time, going downhill, approaching the underpass, and this tricky section that has caused many a blooper.
So anyways,
but no bloopers here for Tenma.
So we should have 2 chicanes to go. Dag, let's welcome Tema Miami into the checker flag, assuming that she doesn't essentially bring her car into a crash.
And Tenma does cross the checkered flag, does cross start finish, and Tenma Miami is your winner here in Detroit. Congratulations.
Oh no. I just realized about something about Tenma Miami actually. Oh no. I believe she will probably say along the lines of, you know, she's got a message to her new viewers that she is not from Canada and along those lines. So yeah, nice to see her winning on a track that's not her home.
Kanagi second, Manogawashina third.
And look at NASA in fourth place though.
Yeah, it's like surviving a trip through the asteroid belts. Very good performance by NASA. Memory will round out the top 5.
All right, so we are just
the W for Tenma.
All right, so Tenma Miami is probably just going to enjoy her time, finishing on the top step of the podium, winning her first race of the season. So we are just going to run through the results if we can. Ooh.
Michu is done, so we are done here for this round, and let's lock in the points. And yeah, just not as crazy, not as crazy as Vancouver. But not great either. But not great either.
Because Rooney Roos is currently on a somersault. Anyways, let's take a look into the race winners. Though we actually have the least amount of essentially cars on the lead lap finishing this race. Tenma Miami, Kanagi Loki, Amanagawa Shina, Utatani Nasa, Kokoromo Memory, and Shisui Michiru are inside the top 6. The first driver lap down being Hakushika Yori, Kaneko Lumi, Makina Arena, Dokuro, Pirkin Pepka, and then we also have Rinko Shelia, Kamachi Panko, Himemaria Rie, Hijati Hoshiumi, Amy Isami being the drivers who finished one lap down. Starting from 17th, Hikenari Hina, Amelia Nefis, and then we got Emramane and Fujikura Uruka finishing 2 laps down, and finishing more than 2 laps down, we got Saya Cyrox, who started on pole position, who is now down in 3 laps down. Mumuyu DNF. Chisaka Airu managed to get her car back on track, but she finished 8 laps down.
Not
and then
quite.
We have, but she did finish 8 laps down in this sense. And then we have ISAU DNF. Rooney Roos also somersaulting in the void, and Grand Pico 26 and Caminari Clara, who were flying on the lead lap, literally being the last race drivers. So Dag, when we are about to get into the third race of the stream, I am feeling pretty drowsy though, so I might have to call it a day. So I just want to give everyone a bit of a preview on the next track, actually. And oh dear, this is going to be another doozy. So we're going to be racing in Lower Manhattan, pre-2001, on a road course. So expect a hairpin and tight sections and minimal amounts of medium to high speed sections. So that's all going to be for me. Thanks, Dag, for having me here. And let's just hope that round 9 goes swimmingly.
Yes, thanks for coming. Hope to see you for the next stream, Hadak.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, bye-bye. All right, so I'm by myself for the last stream. Thanks again to Hadak for his input, but let's go ahead and have a look at the championship standings as they are, and how much of a headache they are. First, I got to update the medal, the top 3 positions, and also update the full medal counts table after the stream, because I may have messed up somewhere. Let's see, Tenma, Loki, Sheena. We have a tie in points, ladies and gentlemen. Both Ramelia Nefis and Jelly Hoshiumi are both on 155, but Rami currently has the tiebreaker because she has 2 wins to Jelly's no wins. Remia currently leads the championship by tiebreaker. Amanogar Sheena is Third, with 134, Grand Pico is fourth with 133, 1 point behind Sheena. And fifth is Kokoromo Memory with 127. All right, so we are gonna take a break and get out of here. Yeah. Currently in AC, basically making my creations have a fight, as in the fighting chickens. Okay then. Thanks for the updates, Chrono. Alright, so I'm gonna reset my stream, and then we are gonna head over to Manhattan for, well, another street circuit round. Alright, see you in a few minutes. Alright, I'm back by myself for this last round for today, the last round for the weekend. Round 9 of 15 in Lower Manhattan. 4.092 kilometer circuit. Gonna have a look here. 2.543 miles. 2.543 miles. Excuse me. Max grid is 42, but Phase Connect only has like 27 members. An interesting layout. There's this Manhattan GP layout, and there's also the Manhattan Indy layout, which we use in Vtuber IndyCar. Both are fantasy circuits. What do I have set for damage? No 50% damage. We just have full damage here. What could go wrong? Alright, let's go ahead and load. Yeah, the thing about this track and the other layout, the Indy layout, they both take a while to load. You know, because of all these buildings and stuff. But eventually we get in. I'm just gonna fast forward through this layout and see how it is here with NASA. You go through the start finish and then go into this turn, This turn is familiar. Now go into this very dangerous part of the track, this hairpin. This layout and the Indy layout are similar. Yeah, this crazy hairpin turn, which is also in the Indy layout. Go around there. And then through this turn, this is also familiar in the Indy layout. A 90-degree corner, staple of street circuits. And another turn here. This is also quite familiar. Now, it's slightly different here. It's more boxy and more open here than in the Indy layout. But the sprint to the finish is similar. Yeah, this part of the track is familiar on the Indy layout. Go sprint, sprint, sprint along. Watch out for these S's, and then make your way into start, finish, and complete a lap here. That's Manhattan, at least the GP layout. So let's go ahead and set the grid for this race. 130, 131, 1 something or other, and Pippa. Pipkin Pippa gets another pole start to her name. Jelly, one of the front runners in the championship, will also start front row. Pippa and Jelly. So B and top three have the same time, 130.905, but Pippa got her time first, so she gets the nod for pole. Amy Isami and Rooney Ruse, two Phase Euphoria members in the second row. Unfortunately for Rooney, it's another fucking street course. And you all know how poorly she fared at Detroit. And also in Vancouver yesterday. Dizzy and Loki are in row 3. Then we have Muyu and Michiru. Rie, Hina, and Panko. Memory, Aruka, and Ember. Irie, Lumi, and Leah. Iori, Remy, and Pico. Tenma, Saya, and Arena. And finally, NASA, Sheena, and Clara. Okay. Let's just see how it is here in Manhattan for round 9. It's the last race of the weekend. So here goes nothing. Pippa at pole, Jelly alongside. Here come the 4 red lights, and soon the green lights will come up, and then we'll be set to go. And go we are going. So oh, come on, Irie, get yourself together. Oh dear. Cars tumbling and making mistakes. And I have set to 100% damage. Penko is stuck, but good God, we're gonna approach the hairpin. Oh god, I'm so nervous. Oh dear, we have pushing and shoving and Panko well behind the others. Jelly leading, followed by Rooney and Pippa. As they go into the 90-degree turns. And a whole bunch of them, too. Quite a few drivers without wings. Michu especially hurts. Along with Penko. Now the fast, speedy sprint section. Interrupted by these S's, though. So, Jelly, Rooney, Pippa. Top 3 after 1 lap. Drivers making their way around, and understandably some names are having to pit. Irie, Iori, Penko, and Michulu. The rest are out. Phase drivers trying to show finesse on this hairpin. No problem the second time around for most everyone. Jelly with a good start to her race. Meanwhile, Remy is below average in 16th. Nothing out of the ordinary at the moment, as we check the times. Roughly a 1:35. This is a tough section, having to high speed and then suddenly slow down before going into this tight hairpin. But the drivers seem to know how it works. They just gotta do it for the remaining 17 minutes. Drivers are fine to go single file at the moment. We have a driver having issues. Let's look at the replay. Kokoromo memory. Oh, Hina also hurts. Memory. Was able to get out. Head back in the track. And as for Hina, no front wing. Five minutes have elapsed here. NASA is now 1 down. As a few more drivers are having to stop at pit lane, it looks like. Hina, of course. Oh, Amber is in there. What the hell is Memory doing? Just stopping at pit lane. I thought something crazy may have happened. Oh, Leah in pit lane. All right, Jelly is still leading. Rooney is close behind. Pippa, a bit of a distance behind Jelly and Rooney. Momuyu tried to get a move on. Tried partial random and it rolled another Eophi. I suppose you're referring to the pit crew suits? Maybe? Slightly faster each lap. In the 130s. The earlier 130s. These three are good. Those are also good. Jelly, try not to be too hindered by memory, as memory might as well get lapped. Rooney wants to get past memory too, and she will do so. And I just gotta get into this awkward camera angle. And that's a silly angle right there. Jelly with a bit of a clearance to her name, and she has a lead over a little over 2 seconds. Jelly hoping for a win to have her points lead make a bit more sense. I mean, it is possible to win the championship without having won a race, and we've seen a few instances in the VTRP. Although it does look quite silly. Incidents a wee bit ahead, probably. No, it's just nothing burgers. Simulating races and already had a Eophi on the grid, then it's rolled another Eophi. Yeah, probably check the settings, maybe. How the grid is set up, so that there's no duplicates that will force in randomly generated a set of Corsa names. We're almost at the halfway point of this round. Jelly with some cars in the way, which would certainly limit her lead. Able to slow down, luckily. No one out of the race as of yet. Somehow this is a cleaner race than at Detroit. Again, don't even get me started about how the Detroit and Vancouver races went. Jeez Louise. So, past halfway point now. And Jelly, certainly starting to be burdened by cars in the way. Ember's car's ahead. Her fellow Phase Invader, as she goes wide, just a bit wide. Just slips and slides. But still sort of maintains the lead. So the lead has been roughly halved. Rooney with a .999 deficit at the line against the sort of championship leader, actually second by tiebreaker. To Remy, who is still on 17th, but may lose a spot to Irie. No, well, she'll stick to where she is for the time being. 9 minutes left here in Lower Manhattan. Racing with really, really tall buildings in the background. And this is supposed to be the 1990. This is supposed to take place somewhere in 1990, yet I see logos for companies and channels and stuff that are certainly later in time. I mean, this AOL logo certainly isn't from 1990. It's probably early 2000s. Still quite a nice track to race on, though, if you calibrate AI correctly. No issues here still. Jelly wanting to get past Hikanari Hina. Not quite clear. And no clearance for Jelly as Rooney wants to close in on the leader. Two-thirds of the way through the race. Umuyu's currently third, having overtaken Pippa some time ago. No issues here. The driving around this hairpin much cleaner than what you see in a Vtuber IndyCar and Indy Lights. But that's probably due to that I didn't know about the talent files then, and there's talent files for these cars, so sort of cleaner racing. Rooney tried to go on the move against Jelly. Nothing doing. Rooney on the outside on that turn. Rooney trying to go clear of Jelly for the lead. Oh, Jelly goes wide, and Rudy takes the lead here. Rude's leading with a little over 5 minutes left. Not totally in the clear yet, because Jelly and Moo Moo, you were close behind. Pippa, a bit of a distance behind. And also the matter of those cars in the way of things. Oh, Panko is wounded. That's certainly going to be an obstacle for the race leaders. Careful there. Lots of obstacles in the way for Rooney Roos. Down to 4 minutes. Oh no, 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 no! This is an inopportune time to fuck up. Are you kidding me, man? That's gonna drop Rooney into pit lane. Again, fucked up on the street circuits. Just was trying to play it safe here, but messed up on the wall and got her front wing sheared off, and life just had to find a way. Truly painful stuff there. Ina's car, for some reason, is also sort of damaged. Rennie's back on the track, but she must be feeling rather pissed off about what happened so late in the race, and just everything went to hell for her. And oh, Leah, we have our first casualty of the race. On that hairpin turn, we have seen some clean racing on the hairpin by the front runners, but apparently that's no longer the case. This should be the penultimate lap of the round. And Jelly certainly one of the front runners. Lost her lead a bit before Rudy messed up even worse. But here she is, just with one car in the way of things, and she's certainly gonna have the lead as the white flag will be waved. One to go here in Lower Manhattan. One of the drivers leading, Sheena. One of the lead drivers in the point standings, Sheena, is running 7th. As for Remy, just 20th. Not quite a hot race to her name. Rooney seems to have lost further ground. But Jelly Hoshiumi, what a race she's had. Gonna be coloring up substantially with a 2nd place and a 3rd place, and she's gonna get 1st place as well. Just a sprint to the finish left for her, which is gonna put her in the championship lead outright, it looks like. And that will do it. Jelly Hoshiumi is your winner here in Manhattan. Great, fantastic win by the Phase Invader. Just found out you can select the skins of the grip from Content Manager. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, you certainly can do so. To get the specific drivers in place. Yeah, well done to Jelly for winning here. Mumuyu 2nd and Kanagi Loki. Surprise 3rd place finisher, as Pippa will just finish where she is. Rooney Ruse is just about gonna get some points, but would have been better if it were a win. But just the loss of the front wing late in the race, not too good for her. So 12th place it is for her. But Jelly Hoshiumi getting the victory in Manhattan. And coming to celebrate as we lock in the points and cringe deeply at the bottom half of the standings. Tenma does get a top 10 finish. We have no previous race winner's curse today. So I'll just play that. Gasp, shock, awe, Ember finishes well behind her fellow Phase Invaders. And we only had the one casualty in Leah. I want to do a replay of that, if I could remember to do so in a couple minutes. And we will certainly confirm that Jelly has taken over in the championship lead. And look at that. Jelly, 205, 49 points ahead of Remy. Amano Gauchina is 1 point behind Remy. So Jelly, 205, Remy, 156, Sheena, 155. Graham Pico is fourth with 145, and Kanagi Loki is fifth with 139. And I'm sorry to report that Rooney has gotten herself into the bottom 5. ISCU is currently a bottom dweller with 48. And she was supposed to be one of the drivers that performed pretty well in the VGTC a few months ago. But yeah, Jelly currently with a big points lead. But before we go, I want to see what the hell happened to Leah that caused her to crash out in that race. Again, that's a long loading sequence. I mean, I have a few minutes to spare. And then I'm going to have to readjust the points tables. And basically crashed out somewhere here. Unenforced error. She just basically understeered or just lost control, and that just yeah. And that was the only casualty of the race. Car left to just vibrate in place and ending her race. Ouch. Alright, but I'm afraid that's going to do it for today. Let's have a look at the schedule of races for next weekend. I have a 17 or 18. I want to try to shoot for a Saturday morning for the next stream. Rounds 10 to 12 taking place in 3 different locations. Brands Hatch, the full Grand Prix layout, not the shorter Indy layout. And then round 11 is at Sebring, and then going to Spain, the Chez circuits for round 12. That's coming up either Friday or Saturday. I'll keep you updated on when I'll be able to stream. Expect a Saturday morning stream coming up for rounds 10 to 12. But that'll do it for me for today. And have a great Sunday. Have a great week ahead. And hope to see you for more action in the PhaseCar Season 2 and other streams in the VTRP. Alright, take care everyone, and see you again on Friday or Saturday. Dag.